Okay, super stoked because for segment number 2 tonight, we've got the incomparable Joe Roderick in the studio for the first time ever. Usually the roles are reversed, and I'm on your show.
I don't think I've had you on yet.
No, but I've been on your other stuff.
You were on, when I was getting
times.
Tennis balls hit at me.
Different things.
Yeah. Yeah, you set up having tennis balls hit at me at 100 miles an hour?
You deserved it. That's how I remember it. I remember it as you came out to the Futures when you were doing something. Where
your cousin and we were doing weekends on 590 The Fan, and you set it up with him to where we were going to go out there and promote it and do the show. I was doing an afternoon show in the 12 to noon on Saturday and Sunday. So we went out there to do that, and we thought it would be really a great idea if I think it was like the number 600 tennis player in the world, something like that. Hunter Callahan was his name. I remember that because your cousin sent me.
Pretty sure he played at Ohio State.
Yeah, he sent me the video of it, and I thought I could stand up there and see what this is like. And he hit one right at me, and it came in so fast that it hit me. And then I reacted to it.
Joe, those 200 players that can fire those 100-mile-an-hour fastballs back at you.
Yeah, I can react to that, but apparently a tennis ball coming at me like that, there's zero reaction.
Put all that spin on it.
Yeah.
He put all that spin on it, and the ball's going to kick, and it's going to move like you've never seen before. And anyway, all right, we're gonna talk to you about everything you're doing at St. Louis Sports Central here in a minute. But you brought with you Nick Pache of the Godfrey Timberwolves. Good to see you, Nick.
Good to meet you, Dave.
And we're going to talk about all the stuff that's going on with the Timberwolves and at St. Louis Sports Central. And in particular, we're going to talk about a big cancer awareness game, a cancer cooperative game that you guys are doing with the Timberwolves. But let's start with St. Louis Sports Central. Mm-hmm. What's going on there, man?
Just right now, a whole lot of Cardinal stuff. It is we're a month into the season. They are playing great so far. I think well above what everybody expected them to be at. So St. Louis loves their Cardinals, and we have some great voices to talk about it. We have Bernie Miklas, Randy Carricker, guys that have been around for 30 plus years. I think Bernie's been around for 40 years, talking all kinds of sports, writing all kinds of sports. And we have just an amazing roster of people that know St. Louis sports better than anybody else, and trying to jump into the digital age of what media is. I mean, terrestrial radio it's still around. I listen to Cardinal games on KMOX almost every night. I will listen to a couple innings on that because I love listening to those guys call a game. But for the most part, I mean, it's, media is changing. It's podcasts like this. It's YouTube. People are finding new ways to get their media. It's social media. It's 60-second, little clips of stuff. And about a year ago, we launched this, realizing that this was the future of media. And so far, we're, 14, 15 months into it, and things are going great.
That's awesome.
That's cool. It has changed so much. If you wanted to be on the airwaves, KMOX, KSDK, KMOV, somebody had to adopt you and take a chance on you and give you a weekly spot. And now it's, if you want to publish something, get yourself a Rodecaster, get yourself a video camera or just a computer and put it out there, man.
And the way that you put it out there is so important. Just the little things that I have learned. I've been doing radio in St. Louis for 15 years. And in the past year, the amount of stuff that I've learned, I've been doing digital stuff for the last 5 years with Mike Claiborne of the Cardinals. And over the past year, I've learned more in this past year than I've learned in the past 5 years, the past 15 years of just how to get it out there and how to make people want to be in on it, watch it, how to get it into the algorithm. That's there are things that are so important, whether, just how you headline something or what the thumbnail looks like, things like that never, 20 years ago, that wasn't important. It was unheard of.
This kid's a master of that. Luke, deals with that every day on his fishing channel. He'll talk about the short videos and the thumbnail, right? Have we not talked about that? Okay, cool, man. All right, let's talk about the Timberwolves here for a second. Who are the Timberwolves? Great name, by the way.
The Timberwolves are first and foremost, we're a faith-based Christian organization. That was really important to me to keep that, as the base for our program.
And you started the whole thing?
We started with a single team of 10 kids back in 10U. So this is 10, 11, 12, 13, fourth year. We're at 5 teams now, expecting to be at probably 8 baseball teams and 2 softball teams by next year.
And where do y'all play in Alton?
We are playing at Gordon Moore Park. We've got an agreement out there with the city, and we've done a lot of improvements. We've put about $20,000 into the field out there this year.
The Timberwolves have.
Yep, put in batting cages, bullpens, just all kinds of upgrades on the field out there. Hoping to do more in the future. I don't want to jinx anything now, but talking about even some more improvements out there at the field, just to get the best experience that we can for our players.
And you're a team dad. You got a kid on the team, right?
Yep, I've got a 13U kid. So a little bit of a Brady bunch here. I got 5 boys altogether. So I've got a 15-year-old that's at Marquette playing baseball. Then I've got my 13U playing. Then I got 3 stepchildren that predominantly soccer, but the youngest one is on my 8U team now. So I'm helping out with 3 out of the 5 teams. So you can find me at a diamond pretty much any night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And your connection with Nick is that you have a kid on one of his 5 teams.
Not on one of his
3
teams. So my son plays for an organization called the Southern Illinois Blue Jays. So we're based out of like Smithton, Belleville, Freeburg area for that because I live out in Belleville now. Nick and I played baseball together since 8th grade, pretty much. Alton Eagles was the first team that we played on.
Yeah, 14U Alton Eagles.
Yeah. So we played together through that, and then we were a year apart in high school and played together all throughout high school for Alton High, and. So my kid's a 12U kid, and Nick always had this team. He was always a year up for mine, and Nick started this cancer awareness nights. This is year 3 of that, right?
No, this will be the 2nd year. Last year was the first time we just had a single game last year, and we played it against the Troy Thunder. In that single game, we were able to raise $1,300, and last year we donated that money to St. Jude last year. So this year, we're going to have a total of 7 games, and it's all the different age groups of these 2 organizations. So we're playing out at Lloyd Hopkins Field. We brokered a deal with the Alton River Dragons to use Lloyd Hopkins for that entire day, and we're going to have a total of 7 games. I've got an optimistic goal of I'm hoping that we can net about $8,000 for our charity off of this, which is going to be OSF Muller Cancer Center, St. Anthony's.
Okay, and so Saturday, May 9th.
May 9th.
And people want more information. They need to get on Facebook,
yes,
like I did, and look for Godfrey Timberwolves.
Godfrey Timberwolves Baseball Facebook. We'll have all the info. We've got promo videos up. Flyers, the whole deal. So all the information's there.
His organization does a lot better on the social media than what the Blue Jays do, but the Blue Jays have been around. So my son started when he was 9U, much like that. It originally was one team that was a little older. A guy by the name of Mike Brayman started that. He has a son now that's a sophomore or junior at Freeburg, Bo Brayman, who's one of the top recruits.
Yeah, he's very high rated.
In the area. And so he just had one Blue Jays team, and he decided that he wanted to expand it and make it even bigger. And now they have, last year they had a 7U, 8U, 9U. They have multiple 10Us. I think we have 3 14U teams, all the way up to 16U. And then they have 2 softball teams. So that's the teams that Nick has are going to play the Blue Jays teams that we have on that day, and it's being able to do it out at Hopkins is awesome because that's where Nick and I played all of our high school games out there.
And all
Alton,
7 games are going to be there?
Yeah.
We're starting, 8 a.m.?
Start at 9. First game's
9
at 9 a.m. And then the nightcap, the 13U, is at 8 p.m. So all day.
8
all day
p.m.
affair. Yep.
That's normal for youth baseball. They're playing games right now, and that's a Saturday.
That's a Saturday.
That's fine. There's teams there's games being played tonight on a school night at 8 p.m. for some teams. I guarantee you, a lot of those parents hate their coach for scheduling an 8 p.m. game on a school nights. Okay,
I've got a few thoughts here that I want to get to. I've got a few thoughts and lots of questions I've got to get to. But first of all, I want to congratulations, and that's a commendable effort. I appreciate, and I want to know why you've chosen this particular disease to talk about. I think we've all got a story, but anyway, located northeast of Edwardsville, Oakbrook Golf Club is a family-owned 27-hole public golf facility, and their goal is to offer the highest quality golf experience for a reasonable fee. Oakbrook is consistently recognized for awards such as friendliest staff, best course to host a fundraiser, and best senior scramble in the bi-state area. From fundraisers to leagues to instruction to an afternoon out on the links by yourself or with your friends, the Brook wants to win your business. I've personally played and hosted multiple golf scrambles there. I've lost hundreds of balls there. I almost hit my cousin Andy with a golf ball there, which is a great story, Joe. I'll tell you about that sometime. And I promise you, Mike Surrey and his staff are the best. To book your next tee time or to start organizing your next fundraising scramble, give them a call at 656-5600 or check them out online at oakbrookgc.com. And while I got you folks, whether you're an athlete or a parent, you know it takes the right equipment to play your best. You guys are coaches. You know that. These kids got to have the right gloves, the right bat, the right bag, batting glove, everything. And at Play It Again Sports Edwardsville, you can trade in your used gear for cash or trade up to something you like better right now. Not only will you save with affordable used gear, but they also supply the latest new equipment and accessories from the most popular brands: hockey, baseball, softball, pickleball, tennis, wrestling, exercise equipment, golf, you name it. And remember, they do custom uniforms and apparel for all sports teams. Go see Dan Brynildson. You know that guy?
We played with his brother on the Alton Eagles.
Yeah, Jared Brynildson was an Alton Eagle.
And also Dan he loaned me a set of catching equipment every June for the Alton High School alumni baseball games.
So, what a guy, huh?
Yeah.
Brynildson, great guy?
Yeah.
Go see Dan Brynildson. Come on, these guys know him. Nick and Joe knows him. Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him. Go see Dan at Play It Again Sports Edwardsville and tell him I sent you. All right. What was your motivation for this?
Sure. My dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in July of 2023. We lost him in March of 25 after a 20-month battle. I think just everybody at this point, unfortunately, has a connection to cancer. It's just a terrible disease. We actually have, right now, one of my players on the 13U, his father, is on hospice with the same pancreatic cancer that my father passed from. Eerily similar paths. 20 months into his battle, and he's right at the end here. Joe's father-in-law passed shortly right after they got married. I don't remember what particular esophageal. And just everybody has a connection to it at this point. My grandmother, she put her health on the back burner while my dad was battling, and actually had cancer herself and wasn't worried about any treatment or anything for herself. She was just up here worried about taking care of her son. So we lost her actually on Thanksgiving Day to metastatic bone cancer that had spread quite rapidly. So they are my inspiration for this event and what we're doing with this. Just unfortunately, it's just everyone now has a connection to it. So it's something I feel like everybody can get behind, and we feel good about, giving something back to try and to combat it.
That's it, man. And commemorate your dad, and I'm sure you do something at the event to make Dad proud or mention his name, get his name out there. I think that makes you feel better too, and through that grief process to do something in honor of the people that we lose. That's good for you. It's a commendable cause, and you're also teaching all these kids that, hey, Dad, Coach, Stepdad, they choose to do this. They could organize just a tournament, but they're choosing to benefit a cause in doing so. So congratulations on setting a good example for the kids as well.
Sure. I know I talk too about our Christian-based, with the organization. We also require each of our teams to participate in some kind of philanthropy, whether it be like my older kids, we do what's called Madison County Challenger Baseball every year, where they go and they serve as buddies, if you will, for it's primarily
kids with special needs.
Kids with a mental disability. And you go out there on the field, help them play a game. So each one of our teams do that. So we're really trying to show them how they need to be good stewards of their community. And baseball's fun and it's important to us, right? But there are bigger things, and we're trying to raise solid Christian young men that are going to come up and be the cornerstone of our community moving forward.
Awesome. And that's great. That's great news. And that you are encouraging the kids to be altruistic is fantastic. Congratulations.
And I think, too, this game, there's a lot of kids on the team, the 8U kids, 9U kids that might not understand a lot of what parents, grandparents have been through with that. So I think, one of the things that I'm trying to push with our organization for that, too, is, having the teams try to come up with something to honor a family member or somebody that was close to them with that, so they can do that. Because I know, Nick, you guys are doing special uniforms for the game, and I know you're gonna, your dad was a huge part of what you guys did with your organization, and you guys are gonna be honoring him. And
yeah, we all have a special black jersey for the event. That each team has a different color with the word, Wolves, our name, across the front of it. For my 13-year U team, it's purple for pancreatic. One of the 10Us is yellow for bone cancer. Another one's orange for leukemia. There's a player whose older sister is a leukemia survivor. So they also had a game in her honor last year as well. So, yeah, it hits everybody, So
It's pretty cool.
And we're so of the teams that are playing in this, so we have the 8U, we have two 10Us, 11, 12, 13. The Timberwolves don't have a 9U team in their organization this year. And our 9U in our organization, they were looking to have a game in this. And, told them, I'm sorry, they don't have a 9U team. We can't have that. And the coach ended up telling me his reason for that, he was kind of pushing for it, was his son, his 9-year-old son, was actually a cancer survivor. So I told him, I said, you know what? He's with us. He's our bat boy that day. He could sit in our dugout, hang out with the 12-year-old kids, just trying to get him involved in that, because he's, now playing. He's part of it and everything. So just trying to get that involved and try to, get everybody involved in some way or another.
Yeah, it's just going to be a really cool experience for the kids, too. It's going to give them that big league feel. We'll have the PA system going, the giant River Dragon scoreboard. This is like playing in a minor league stadium for these kids. It's really cool. A completely turf field, that all the college kids are getting to play on. They've got, I think they host the Division II. It's akin to it's kind of like the intramural baseball or whatever. It's not
baseball.
Yeah. They host that World Series out there every year now, and they've got a lot of different cool events that they're doing out there just because it's such a nice facility.
At one point, some could say it was the best high school field in the Southwestern Conference, too.
At one point.
At one point.
Yeah, they don't play there anymore. They don't play. Alton has their own field now at the high school. But, back in the early 2000s, the best high school field in all the Southwestern Conference.
I'm glad you brought up high school.
he's trying to get a rise out of it, I think.
Are we ready for that? I wanted to give.
Are you ready for that?
I wanted to give.
You
Nick,
get to edit everything, so I mean,
I don't edit. I let it go. Like I release it. It's out there. Unless you drop unless you really throw one out there that shouldn't be out there. I'm letting it roll. So don't say anything stupid. That's my advice.
we followed my career for the past 15 years.
We're gonna put a bow. We're gonna put a bow on the event and say that it's Saturday, May 9th.
That's correct.
And people can get on your Facebook if they want to come check it out and support a great cause and get on board with the T-Wolves.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays.
Yeah. And how did you come up with the name Timberwolves? Kevin Garnett thing?
No, nothing spectacular. When we were still, a lot of these kids I've had since, a few of them I've had since T-ball. So they would just give you a colored jersey in the rec league back then. So our first year together, when we were starting to come up with a name, our shirts were gray. So kids picked it.
Let's talk high school.
Yeah,
You guys were high school baseball buddies.
we were.
Joe describes himself as somewhere between Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle with the speed of Ricky Henderson. Can you verify that?
My memory.
How much of that is true?
My memory's not what it used to be, Dave.
Oh, come on now. Come on.
Good honest freshman.
Ricky Henderson's speed is a stretch. Hey, a very solid designated hitter, though.
But like Ricky,
Very,
Joe
very
likes
solid.
to refer to himself in third person.
Yeah,
Ricky Henderson
yeah.
could beat me in a race today, and he passed away 2 years ago. So
That's slow.
I like the DH side of it.
I think it's cool you guys are baseball buddies and you're still hanging out together. Still talking and do it. Like the high school sports do that, right?
all sports do that. Youth sports, high school sports. My assistant coach for the 12U team is Kyle Ballard, who played for East Alton Wood River back, graduated in 2004. And I played Legion baseball for Wood River back in high school and became friends with him then and continued to be friends with him all these years. He and Nick and Kyle were both at my wedding, and it was all because of baseball stuff. Yeah. And Kyle doesn't have kids. I needed some help with coaching the team, and I kind of talked him into it. He's like, I'll come out once.
Now you can't get him away, right?
What?
Now you can't get him away,
No,
right?
he loves it now.
He sold on it.
Yeah, he got out there and he started helping the kids and realizing how much fun he was having, and it brought him back to wanting to be involved in baseball.
It really is the best times of your life. Like you're not going to realize it until you get away from it, and then you're like, man, that was fun.
Yeah, like the stories that you. I mean, like I said, like Nick and I played. We played summers together for a couple years. We played high school together. I mean, just running the halls at the old Alton High, being out there at the. In the cages before the game and bus trips, everything.
The stories of your coaches. I hope these kids are going to have stories about me someday.
Right.
About how weird I was.
Yeah. And remembering the player. I mean, we walk in here and you asked us if we knew who Chad Opel was. And
right.
We never played against him. He was a few years older than us, but yeah, the name of that. It's like you remember those names.
Yeah, it's a little community.
Yeah. Like one of the guys that you coach against, Sean Seibert.
Yeah.
Who pitched for Edwardsville.
All state at Edwardsville.
For Edwardsville.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
And now him and I are text buddies.
Yeah.
Ask him who his favorite English teacher was.
All right. I got you.
And his brother Nick.
All right.
To this day, I still hate Nathan Culp for just how much he owned me.
Lefty on lefty.
Yeah,
was tough.
lefty on lefty it wasn't fair at all. So it's those things. I mean, we're talking that was 25 years ago. And you still remember that
But
stuff.
a lot of people owned you.
No, absolutely not.
Really?
No.
Okay.
That's the one name I will. It's embarrassing how bad he made me look.
Okay. Let's talk about a different topic. One of your favorite topics.
What's that?
You. You've been in this entertainment. I'm reading your bio here on St. Louis Sports Central. You've been doing this for a long time, since 2009. You've been a pro.
Yeah.
You've been around. You've worked with a lot of the best. How would you describe your career?
Been in the right place at the right time a lot. It really is. It's a whole lot of luck. It is, and it's hard work too. It is like being able to stay in this industry, you need both of it. And started off and was at Team 1380 back in 2009.
I remember.
Yeah. And was doing midnights. Nobody was listening.
What was your show? What was your show in college? Dirt and DJ?
Yeah, I did. That's
DJ
like
in the morning.
back in college. I was doing a morning show there at Western Illinois. Like I was my junior and senior year. I was doing a morning radio show with a guy that I lived with in the dorms my freshman year. We still stuck with it through that. And
Same.
yeah,
At Principia.
Joe, is that how you got to Galesburg next?
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So going from there, I mean, my first job was in Macomb. Then I went to Galesburg and was doing that. I was doing morning news talk sports. I was 23. The guy that was on after me from 9 to noon played records, and he was 86 years old playing records. So
What's he up to these days?
He and Ricky Henderson are. So, but like 2 weeks into it, the guy that was doing 6 to 8 p.m. wanted a better time slot, and the station was like, "We can't offer that to you." And they were like, and he was like, "Okay, then I quit." And I kind of walked in. I was like, "I'll take it." And I ended up doing 6 to 8 p.m. for several years between 1380
Sports?
and then 920.
Well, I was going to say in 920.
Yeah.
So you worked a lot of some nights, didn't you?
I did, yeah, 6 to 8. I love that time slot a lot because I was doing that back still when the Rams were here. So even if the Cardinals were playing on a night and you were going up against the Cardinals, you just counter-programmed and you talked football for a while.
Yeah.
And it worked. Like people would flip back and forth, and I was doing it for so long that it was working out. But in the world of sports radio in St. Louis, ownership changes every 2 years, and people come in with better ideas.
But not now.
No.
Because you can self-publish. You can have St. Louis Sports Central. You can have Claibs Online.
Yeah.
And you can put that out there yourself. It's not the same where you're working for the station.
Right.
And the station gets to decide what time you go, how much you get paid. You can self-publish.
And you don't have to do it all the time. And that's another one where it was pure luck. Like, I knew Mike Claiborne for a few years. I'd known him, talked to him, and we interacted. Again, this is like the hard work, kind of self-promotion, putting yourself out there. 2019, before Game 5 against the Braves, Cardinals Braves in the NLCS or NLDS, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go cover that down there in Atlanta. Drove down to Atlanta and went.
Covered for whom?
This was for 590.
Okay.
I was.
You decided you were going to go cover
I decided
it?
I wanted to go cover it. Yeah.
Did you ask the boss?
I mean, they had to get me the credentials for it. So I was like, hey, can you guys credential me? I'm going to go drive down there. I'd already done games 3 and 4 in St. Louis, and I wanted to go down for game 5. On the field before the game, I run into Mike Claiborne, and I'm talking to him, and he goes, hey, man, I got this idea. And he's like, I want to do something online with a website and everything.
You're kind of making him sound Italian.
If you heard, I mean, you talk to Claibs, I've worked with the man long enough. I think I do a decent Claibs.
Okay, so do it. Let me hear
And
it.
he's
You
like,
sound
yeah, we're going to
great.
do this Claibs online. And I was like, hey, if it's with you, like I'm in. Like whatever, I'm in. So he's like, all right, let's get, so then we watch the game. Cardinals scored 10 in the first inning. They advanced to the NLCS. Claibs and I stay in touch all off season, and we're like, okay, we're going to launch this at the beginning of the 2020.
And you're talking about
baseball
Claibs
season.
Online.
Yeah, we're going to launch Claibs Online on opening day of 2020.
Very cool.
And we're meeting down at spring training in February of 2020. We have all these ideas in February of 2020.
You know what else was happening in February 2020?
COVID.
I started this literally in February of 2020.
Yeah.
Exact same time as you.
Yeah.
I went to California for a week to see my son playing tennis at Occidental in Los Angeles, and the world just went crazy.
Yeah.
Literally started the exact same time as you.
And so we kind of turned. It's like, all right, what are we going to do here?
Right.
Because at the time, 590, they send me an email and they're like, hey, we're going to put a pause on all the radio shows. We'll email you back in 6 weeks. Still waiting for that email back.
Okay. That was your last day.
Yeah. And so, but Claibs and I, we came up with all these ideas of what we could do podcasting, and we figured out ways to do the video of it and did that for 4+ years. And as we're doing that, there's all these other digital networks and all these major markets that's popping up.
Yep.
And I kind of had the idea and found other people in St. Louis that had the similar idea, and we put everything together and launched this.
Well, Joe, is Claibs Online? Sorry, is
Go ahead.
Claibs Online the exact same thing as St. Louis Sports Central? Or
It just merged. It merged.
They merged.
And yeah. So
Okay,
everything
sorry about that.
a
No,
lot
you're
of the
good.
stuff we were doing on Claibs Online has moved over to what we're doing, and now we're just doing even more.
No, I was going to ask Joe because I followed you in 590 and 920 back in the old days. But I always remember all of a sudden on a Friday, it was KFNS, and then on Monday, somebody bought them out and it changed. It wasn't that a tough thing for you to follow?
590 the man is what they is what they called it, and we also had 1380.
weird.
It was 1380 the woman. Is
I remember,
no
I
way.
remember that.
Very,
that's what it
very
was?
famous press
Yeah,
conference.
1380 the woman. So a guy came in that had zero radio experience and decided that we needed man talk and woman talk. And that's what I have a
Are
poster
they
in my
still-
basement
And that
of
didn't last
1380.
long, did it?
I believe 590 the man, the station was static in about 6 months.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The woman, I think, lasted less than that. But that helped launch 920, and the roster that we had there was great.
Coach, those were pretty good shows. I don't know if you ever listened to them back in the day.
I don't remember the man or the woman.
Well, no. I was
I
talking
remember-
about the sports with,
I
with
listened
Tim
to-
McKernan and all those guys.
I went way back with all sports talk radio at 590 and 1380 and
I was glued to the radio.
yeah, those were good times for sure. Okay, you're in the prime of your career. You're not a grizzled old veteran by any means, but you're experienced. You've been at this for a while.
You get into it with the digital aspect of it, like,
You feel like you're starting over.
yeah. We have a social media guy that runs he is 24 years old, and just talking to him and hearing stuff from him about how, like, the numbers or the ideas that he has for stuff, and seeing the things that he comes up with, it's stuff I could never do. And it makes me feel real old when that happens.
But at some point, it's still sports journalism, or is it sports media? How has it changed for you personally?
So back during the 920 days, you'd had the text line. And back even before then, you'd have the phone lines.
Right.
And you'd have a screener for that. You could have, you call into, if you called into Sports Open Line, you're going to have a producer that's going to screen the calls. Hey, what do you want to talk about? All right, we'll put it up on the screen and we'll do that. And then when you had the text line, you can pick and choose what you want to text. When we're doing live post-game shows on YouTube, everybody is right in there in the chat, and it's a community. And they're, we're talking about one thing in the game, and there could be an entirely different conversation going on. Yeah, in the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
And there's times where we might put one of those comments up on the screen, and we'll shift and we'll start talking about that. And then they are, they're helping dictate where the conversation's going. Or you're seeing, if we're sitting there and we're wanting to talk about the Cardinals bullpen, and we see that there are 4 people going back and forth talking about Pedro Pajes, we're going to switch, and we're going to say, okay, you know what? Hey, you guys want to talk about this? We'll put that one comment up on the screen, and we'll shift our attention and start talking about the catching position.
Different time.
Yeah, it is. And again, like, at the text line, you couldn't see what people are saying. The YouTube chat, it's all right there. And on top of that too, like the social media aspect of it, where anybody can say anything and they don't have to even put their name behind it. And to get it worldwide too. Like I was in Tokyo back in February and March for the World Baseball Classic out there. And just the social media posts and the things that I had out there that are on STL Sports Central that I'm putting out there for St. Louis crowd are getting picked up and they're getting, shared all around the world.
That's cool.
Then
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look back at your first self, way back there in Macomb.
Mm-hmm.
You could talk to that kid, that 23-year-old kid just getting started in this. What would you tell him?
I would have gone more of the TV route, honestly. So I did nothing TV related in the broadcasting departments. I would do a couple like sideline reports for basketball and then did baseball and softball my senior year, color commentary for it, but it wasn't on camera. Like you're still just talking while the game's in front. I do wish I would have done a lot more TV stuff then, because right now, like I'm in front of a camera every day and either in the studio or in front of my computer. Like everything is just video these days with the digital side of things. I do wish I would have taken a little more of a step towards the video side.
Advice for young people getting into journalism, sports journalism in particular?
Know what you're talking about. Do your research on stuff. Don't just go out there and wing it, and take every single opportunity that you can. Like whatever you can. Don't make yourself go broke going and doing stuff, but find your niche in that and just, go and attack that and do the best job you can and be the most informed for that. Like I've learned over the years, we have people at STL Sports Central to talk blues. I don't need to talk blues. If I'm talking blues, that means there's 8 people that couldn't that night. Like you figure out your lane and your lane.
And your lane is the Cardinals.
It is. I'll do as much baseball stuff as I can, and every year I've gone to Radio Row at the Super Bowl the last 12, 13 years for that, and so even though St. Louis doesn't have NFL, it's still nice to be involved in that. The NFL doesn't really care about St. Louis anymore, but
you still bring football to St. Louis.
Yeah,
right?
you still go and do that, and the Super Bowl too. It's worldwide. It's everything. You're going to get a whole lot more there than just football stuff.
You say the NFL doesn't care about St. Louis. I think it does care about St. Louis. I think the NFL loves to poop on St. Louis.
You know what?
Over and over. I don't say anything controversial on this show. This is the Metro East Sports Podcast. We talk primarily about high school kids. We're very positive, but the ways the NFL has treated St. Louis has made me teamless. I root for my money, my teams.
And they really want this whole area to be Chiefs fans.
I would think that.
I mean, you go walk into a grocery store around here in September, and everything's going to be labeled Chief stuff. Like they kicked us out of their club and tried to forget about us, and then they thought, oh, there's a couple million people that live in that area. We should try to bring them back in.
Football's a weird sport, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. I love it. But it's dangerous, and numbers are going down in participation. But it's never been more popular. Like, those two things just don't add up. You know what I mean? Numbers are down for participation in football in a lot of places. And yet it's never been more popular. It's hard to explain.
At the youth level, yeah. And I think, like, if we want to circle back to the whole youth sports thing, how many kids do you have that play football, Nick?
A lot.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Good.
I have none on my team that play football.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't you guys think it's also somewhat by area? Like Belleville's always been a big Belleville. What do they call Little Devils? I think back in the day.
I think they have a Little Devils team still. But
yeah,
none of my kids do. But I know, like, the Freeburg area, like the little midgets there, like, it's huge.
Oh, so they got to be. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait,
Yeah.
He likes the midgets.
Wait. Say it again. What were they called?
they're the little midgets.
The little
Yeah.
midgets.
Yeah, they have wrestling in Freeburg
Don't
too
you
now.
feel like that's a tad redundant?
They have wrestling. They
Little
just
midgets.
started a wrestling program in Freeburg a few years ago too. So now they have midget wrestling.
We're the big giants. Don't get me started. It just doesn't, little midgets is just.
Is it junior
Does
midgets?
that make
Little
sense?
midgets? I don't know if maybe it's junior midgets. I don't, but I know like that's a big thing out there with the youth football. But I like none of my kids play football.
Yeah, JFL, we've had the last couple of years, they've got Junior Explorers going now for Marquette. There's Little Redbirds. So it's coming back, at least around me.
But that's like with youth football, I don't know. That's something until you get to like high school.
Yeah,
That's my thoughts on it. Like
My sons are playing, but I think a lot of parents are cautious. I mean, concussions are serious.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Yeah.
when they
So every year at the Super Bowl, I will talk to a guy who is one of the top like concussion researchers. His name's Chris Nowinski. He played football at Harvard, then was a wrestler in the WWE.
Oh, wow.
And retired because of concussions, and now has kind of started Concussion Foundation for stuff where the NFL.
Is he the one that's gotten the brains for research, Junior Seau and Aaron Hernandez and
beginning, like the NFL wanted nothing to do with him, wanted to blackball him from everything, and then as the years went on, they realized maybe we should talk to this guy a little more, and talking to him about just the youth concussions and just how impactful everyone is. Like, there's no such thing as a small concussion. It's not a minor injury. It's like being you're not a little pregnant. That's
an analogy I use all the time.
Yeah, it's serious. I had a kid.
He didn't get his bell wrong. He got concussed.
Yeah, it's a brain injury. That's what it is. Then that's how you look at it. Your brain just got hurt. And I had a kid that had a concussion 2 weeks ago, and I did not want him like anywhere near for about a week or plus, because like this is a 12-year-old. Like, I don't want him to do something that's going to injure him even more.
Sure.
For that.
All right. How about some shameless plugs for St. Louis Sports Central and all the great stuff you got going on there? And people can find you on the stlouissportscentral.com.
Yeah, stlsportscentral.com or YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever social media platform you have. If you go and you look up STL Sports Central, you will see you'll see my face, you'll see Bernie Nicholas, you'll see Randy Carricker, you'll see Brendan Schaefer, you'll see Stephen Carey, Chip's son, works for us doing Cardinal stuff. You'll see Mike Claiborne. You'll see a lot of names that you know from from St. Louis sports.
I miss Randy Carricker on the ESPN when he used to be on the morning show.
Yeah. He's live pretty much every single weekday at 3 p.m.
Is he?
He's live with on ours. So he's interacting with people on there, and then all the stuff. It's evergreen. It's up there forever.
I see you have St. Louis City up here on your thing.
We do.
How much St. Louis City stuff do you do?
We do post-game shows after every single one of their matches. And then Matthew Rocchio, he hosts the post-game, and then he does a weekly podcast on City.
Do you feel like St. Louis City has changed the sporting landscape professionally? Does it feel to you? I'm not.
The first year when they were good?
Yes.
It's
not that good.
I look at their scores every week, and it's
there was a lot of excitement the first year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so
it seems like it has fallen off.
Is that just sports in general though? Are the Cardinals the same way? If the Cardinals are good, then they're drawing. But last year they didn't draw, right?
They didn't draw.
I think if you see this young team in contention at the end of the season,
of course
they're going to be back.
But I will tell you, like, numbers wise, like just for our numbers wise, the trade deadline last year, people were all in on every trade that was being made. I mean, thousands of views on our shows when when Ryan Helsley got traded.
Right.
Like when he did that, I had to pull over into a Target parking lot, and we went live as soon as that trade was made. And it was at the time was one of our most viewed things ever. And then all off season, the Wilson Contreras trade, the Sonny Gray trade, the Brendan Donovan, when they traded every single one of those, people were so invested. They were invested in spring training, and then the game started, and they're like, all right, we'll give them a look.
Well,
and it's just been up and down since then.
I was listening the other day, I think it was maybe ESPN Radio, and they had some Cardinal interviews. They talked about over the weekend how the crowds it shocked them. They were so happy with how big the crowds were at the stadium.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go to any of the Mariners games last weekend.
And school's not out yet.
No, but I do know, like, they had I was a little upset with the crowd at the Red Sox. When the Red Sox were in town, I thought that crowd would have been bigger.
Was it small?
It was. I thought it was small.
Well, we got
this weekend.
We got the Dodgers
are in
Ohtani.
town. We are STL Sports Central. We're doing a thing with the with the Crown Hall, the Bud Deck across the street at Ballpark Village, and we sold it out for Saturday night for Dodgers and Cardinals.
Is everybody local a Cardinal fan? Will anybody be rooting for the Dodgers this weekend? Any local Dodger owners, perhaps?
If my kid is there, I know he'll have a Shohei jersey on.
No, Ohtani.
We've got an Edwardsville resident is a part owner
of
the Dodgers.
Really?
Yep. You didn't know that?
I don't think I did.
Okay.
You?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I can't even afford a hot dog at Dodger Stadium. But there's a local Edwardsville resident who owns a share of the Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm not kidding, and I thought that was common knowledge.
I don't know if maybe I heard it, and yeah.
Okay. Do the Cardinals have to be interesting and good for you to get downloads? For you to be for you to be relevant?
They either have to be really good or really, really bad.
If they're really bad, it's fun.
You give some people something to complain about.
What else can you talk about if they're just boring and they're just like, we're 20 games below 500? When do the Cubs come to town?
Mizzou football.
How much?
It's like that's. Mizzou's our second biggest downloads that we get. So when they were boring, last year, there were some rough days.
They weren't boring. They were just bad. Were they boring and bad?
They were boring.
Were they?
Yeah, they were boring.
Hey, Joe, I see you got Mizzou on here. Maybe that Illini. I'm not a big Illini fan, but
yeah. How come there's?
Yeah.
We partner with the Illini guys who do a bunch of podcasts and everything, and we're maybe remember sister stations on the radio, like it's your sister station.
Sure.
That's kind of what
what this is.
Yeah, we help promote them during Illini season. So like Illini football last year, we made sure to promote their post game shows, and that's how we kind of did our
baseball,
Illini stuff.
hockey, soccer, college sports. I feel like if there was another professional sport in the St. Louis metropolitan area, maybe you could partner with that entity. Like if there was a professional tennis tournament, like the Edwardsville Futures.
You want me to come take serves again?
I just want to partner. I want the Edwardsville Futures to partner with the St. Louis Sports Central.
We can talk. When is it?
That's what we're doing. July 27th.
Okay.
Late July.
We'd
love to have you out. How about that?
If I can make it out there, yes. If I can take serves again too.
Or Bernie. Send Bernie.
I don't know if Bernie's going to make that. There are people I think that work for us that would be all about doing some tennis stuff.
Okay, man. Anything else you want to throw out there before we call it a night?
No, like we talked about earlier, we have that. And if there's any way that you guys can help me talk Nick into playing in the 9th annual Alton High School alumni baseball game, that will also be out at Hopkins Field, June 19th.
He puts it on Father's Day weekend.
I do
every year. We got a tournament in Indiana, man. Sorry, maybe next year.
He's known the date of it. He knows the date of it for next year already.
Well, it'll be Father's Day weekend.
He just so happens to schedule.
And that's what Brian Nielsen let you borrow a catcher's outfit for?
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's right.
That's good.
Yeah. Listen, like I'm not going out and buying my own catching equipment at 41 years old.
Shout out
if I could borrow it from Play It Again for one weekend, and do
you clean it before you give it back?
We go in there and he says, all right, these are the ones you cannot have. Like, it's the brand new ones. Because I would love to have some of the brand new ones. And I'll go in there and I'll be like, all right, how about that? How about, like, I'll ask which ones he'll let me have.
Is that fun? Playing catcher again?
That day? Fun? Absolutely.
It's fun.
Yeah.
The last year I played in it,
next day?
I caught a couple innings. I did not catch in high school. That was interesting.
Yeah. The next day, so this was 2 years ago, I caught 7 innings of the game.
Wow.
I go into the last inning and I played first base and had a huge collision at first base where I had a huge black eye for about a week afterwards.
Did you forget you had to work the next week?
Right. That's, I mean, it was bad, but 7 innings catching, that was fine. 1 inning at first base, boom, take a helmet right to the face.
Uh-oh. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Thanks for having us.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
It's good to see you again. Congrats on all the good stuff at St. Louis Sports Central. And Nick, good job with the Cancer Awareness Day there at Lloyd Hopkins Park there. You guys are going to have an awesome time.
How about you let the
Appreciate
Redbirds
it.
win
Thank
something
you.
sometime soon?
Say it again.
Let the Redbirds win something sometime soon.
They win all the time, man.
We won a basketball game this year, didn't we?
They did great. Dylan Dudley and Samaj Stampley were supposed to be on
Monday.
On Monday, yeah, but the storm came through, so they got rescheduled. So we replaced them with you.
All right, I'll take it. But no, that's it was
We
Samaj.
rescheduled them.
That's all. With Samaj going D1, North Dakota, going North Dakota, South Dakota, South Dakota, the Jackrabbits. Yeah, that's awesome. I played with his dad in high school, so I played with his dad Byron. He was same age as Nick. So.
And I played with Grandpa years ago.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I went to Althoff. So
Okay.
Against.
You played against.
Yeah.
Well, and Samaj just broke Kevon Lacey's record at Alton, and Kevon's son plays for me. So we're all connected.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
A-Town posse in tonight. All right, guys, thanks so much for listening to the Metro East Sports Podcast. And big thanks to guests Joe Roderick of St. Louis Sports Central, Nick Pache from the Godfrey Timberwolves, and for partners Cassins, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Keller Williams, Marquis, the Blasting Game Group, Integrity Spine and Joint Center, Front Office, Fiduciary Network, Oakbrook Golf Club, Play It Again Sports, Edwardsville, and for my teammates, Diego Solares, Matt Kamp, Kevin Pawlow, Luke Slemmer, and Sophia Jacoby. Thank you for listening to the Metro East Sports Podcast, talking all things sports in the Metro East.